Good morning, it's Margaret Fette at the University of Sewing, and it's Facebook Live, everybody. And today is a kind of gloomy, sad, rainy day, and it's going to be cool. But that means it's a perfect day to come in and go shopping for fabric.
You mean like the 12 ladies that came in yesterday?
Like the 12 ladies that came in yesterday. We had a whole quilt group come in and shop and have a wonderful time. They spent all their time giggling and laughing. It was just tremendous. So I want to thank those dear ladies for coming in. We had a wonderful time with you. And today, if you will please share our Facebook Live video, I have a lovely Olfa mat for you. And it's a small one, but this is great for taking with you to retreats and things like that. And I have a charm pack for you. This is from Bernina, and this is a group of fabric called Bernina. Very cute. So nice little packet of things for you to go ahead and please share our video. And then in the comments, say you shared. That's all it takes to do. Then you get your name entered into the drawing, and each week we go ahead and let people know. Now,
you mean like what Kathy just did?
Yes, like just what Kathy just did. So if you copy Kathy, you will be just like brilliant. So anyway, I wanted to let you know that we do let people know each week. If you are not local, do not fear. We will happily ship this out to you too. You guys are making our Facebook page grow all the time. We're very appreciative of that. And this is a way for us to let people know what's going on. Now, before I go off and show you all the wonderful things I have for you today, I want to tell you about some classes because I'm very concerned you may not know. So, and we are getting closer. I want you to know that Alice has been doing our software inspiration class, and she's including Zoom in on that. So if you want to come to software inspirations because you have the V9 software, this is a great time to go ahead and be part of it, even if you're not local. So that, and we're talking right now, wondering if we can figure out how to do the embroidery club that way. Erin is back on Monday, yay! And so we're gonna see if we can't figure out some of these technical things so that we can be having these classes and include those of you who do not live close by. All right, first thing we have to talk about, Dave, make sure that people can see your beautiful poster that you made up. Whitney is coming back. Tomcat Stitchery. If you are not familiar with Tomcat Stitchery, go on YouTube and click on Tomcat Stitchery and watch some of Whitney's wonderful videos. Now, if you're not a clothing sewer, she may not be what you're looking for, but just watching one of her videos will give you much happiness because she is such a joy to listen to. She's always happy. She has this bright, beautiful smile, and she is just a charming person to come and see. But Whitney's going to do simple sewing gifts, a presentation on those here at the shop. This is a Sunday she's going to be here. She is going to be here on Sunday, and that time is from 1 to 4 p.m. on October 29th. And she is, the way you have to purchase tickets for this event is you have to go on her website, not ours. So she's selling the tickets for the events, and then we'll be here to help you buy fabric and to be able to take and get you going on anything that you want, patterns and so forth. We've got a lot of nice ones here. So go to tomcatstitchery.com, and in her store is this event, and you can purchase your own ticket. So hopefully that will get you there and there won't be any problems. If you are struggling, remember, Tomcat is spelled T-O-M-K-A-T, Stitchery. If you're having any problems, yesterday we had a dear woman call and couldn't figure out, we didn't do as good of a job on our events page of having a link there. We changed that. We made it much more clear. So you can go onto our sales and event page and you can go to that. It's the very first event on there, and you can click on that link and it'll get you there to purchase those tickets. If you've never seen Whitney in person, she is just a charming, charming soul, and makes everybody laugh, and it's just really quite a joy. So I hope you can make it, and we will look forward to seeing you for that event. Now, let me tell you about some other
Will there
classes.
be chocolate?
There's always chocolate here. There's always chocolate. I have one customer who came in the other day, and she's like, Margaret, where'd the chocolate go? So there's always chocolate here. By the way, Dave, the bowl is getting low. What is the story there? You have to take care of that. Okay, so today is the 20th of October. I can't believe it. It seems like this month has flown by. And so I want you to know that we have some classes coming up that I think you'll be interested in. So we have some Garment Academy classes. On Tuesday, there is a wonderful Garment Academy class that is called Holding It Together. So that one is coming up. You will want to sign up for that. We have also got a knit class on Wednesday, excuse me. Would you like to learn how to make a knit top? Of course you would like to learn how to make a knit top. Do you have a serger? Well, let's get you going. That class right now, I only have one person in it. We need one more of you. We need that second person so we can run this class. I have a lovely lady who's just so excited about this class. And what I'd like to do is be able to get you in there too. So what happens in this class is you get some knit fabric from us as part of your fee. And what we do is we make a mock-up of your top. That way you make sure it fits. Then after that, we change your pattern. We get that all ready for you. By the way, I changed the pattern. You don't have to worry about it. I'll just change your pattern, make it fit you, and then you can go home and make as many knit tops as you want. Now, there's enough time in class that you could probably make the basic seams for your knit top. But the whole premise of this class is to get you a knit top that actually fits you. You can either do a tunic top or you can do a t-shirt. Either one of those, we use Pamela's patterns. They already have a number of features that are built in for a more mature woman's figure, and it's pretty cool. So you will want to go ahead and sign up for that class. Then the following week, we have our garment fitting pattern workshop. Now, what is the garment fitting pattern workshop? Well, what it is it's the perfect class for you to bring a couple of mock-ups to. You make the mock-ups at home, you bring them to the garment fitting workshop, and we will get them to fit you. Again, we change the pattern, help you get the fit you want. We change the pattern pieces for you, and you are sent home with patterns that actually work, and you will not be wasting your time when you go to cut out your beautiful fabric. It will actually fit you. So 2 wonderful classes on fitting, very much set up for you to get ready to go. So those are coming up. But November, we have all kinds of classes coming up. Oh, wait a minute. Where's you know what's not on here, Dave? We need to change this. What's not on there is Rachel's class for her October table runner. So what's not showing up for me, but you will see it when you go to our calendar, is the last Saturday in October. We are doing a gorgeous autumn leaf table runner. And let's go over and look at that real quick so people can see that. This is beautiful. So it's just a couple hours of your day on October 28th. Look at this beautiful, beautiful pattern. You have got a gorgeous table runner. Nobody is going to have one like this around you because this is an original pattern from Rachel. It is called Autumn Bluster. It is super cute. Oh, wait a minute. I guess it is Autumn Bluster pattern from Labor Plus Passion. I'm sorry, I did not realize. I thought this was original and one of Rachel's patterns, but it's not. So you're going to get the pattern with the class. You are going to learn how to put these beautiful half square triangles together. The other part is just putting a couple of rectangles together. It is so simple. You will get done the top in the class, and then you can take it home and go ahead and do it with you know, your walking foot and quilting it, or you can go ahead and do free motion like what Rachel has done here. So that class is on October 28th, and you should not miss that. You can make that in whatever colors you want. You do not have to use the exact ones that Rachel suggested. So we are going to, oh, and it is going to come with a fabric kit. So if you don't want those exact colors, come in and let us know and we can swap them out for you. That's not a big deal. November 1st, want to make sure you know we are having another Black Bobbin Mastery class, but it's only the computer setup part of it. So we're going to spend just a few hours. It's going to be a shorter class. It's not going to be the mastery class that goes for 6 hours. This is the one that's just going to be I think it's 2.5, 3 hours. We'll see how long it takes because I haven't done it this way before, but this is just setting up the computer functions to make sure that you know what all of your symbols mean, setting up a computer just like you wanted to do. So for example, right now, if you own a Bernina 435, 475, 480, you own a Bernina 535, a 570, or 590, or you own a 735, 770, or 790. You can come to this class. By the way, 880 owners, please feel free to come too. You guys can come to this class and say your hover feature is not working. Well, it's probably just a setting, and we can get that up and running for you. And you come to this class and you'll know how to change it so you can get exactly what you want. But if you are also brand new to these machines, a lot of times you've gone through the class once and you go home and you're like, oh my goodness, I know Margaret said something about this, but I don't remember where to find it and what to do. You can come back again. Like we tell people all the time, come back as many times as you need to. So this class is very, very inexpensive. I think it's $15, $20. You get 3 hours of my time. I help you set up this class, or I set up your sewing machine, and we help you through figuring out what all those symbols mean, what is all this stuff that we're doing. And that's just, you know, that takes a lot to learn because it's usually brand new and different to you. So please make sure you sign up for that. Then let's see. We are doing a mastery class on the L860s and the L890s. So we've got that coming up. That takes you through just the first week of November. I'm going to stop there because it's a lot. But I want you to know we are also doing a rotary cutter class. Rotary 101 is coming up. We are going to do a holiday open house. Holiday open house is going to be on November 11th. Come on in because we will have door prizes and we will have all kinds of pretty things to show you because we're going to start decorating for Christmas. So then we have also coming up in November the Black Bobbin Mastery class for the sewing stuff. We almost never have as much time as I'd like to play with the sewing. So we're going to talk about things like all those different feet you got. We're going to talk about the BSR and the walking foot. You don't get a lot of time with those in my usual mastery class. This one will take some more time for those. We're going to do a t-shirt quilt class in November. We're going to do a mastery class for the owners of Bernette 77s and 79s. And we're going to do another garment fitting workshop. It'll be on a Friday this time. And then we're going to end the month with doing the 3-yard quilt to do this Christmas quilt, and we're going to do embroidery on towels. Everybody wants to know how to do embroidery on towels. So those things are for November at this point. We have lots of stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss any of it. It's going to be really fun. Okay, what are you supposed to do right now? You are supposed to hit the share button. Hit the share button and make sure that your friends and those who love to sew know about us. I'm going to show you something really special here right now.
Will we still have time for the embroidery, or we're going to have to?
What time is it? We have 15 minutes. I don't know. We'll see. If we don't have time for embroidery today, we will get it, I promise, soon. Okay, we are going to show off the B62. Now, this is
Why?
This is our Bernette.
Why?
This is our Bernette 62. It is a cover stitch machine, and it is on sale. That's why. It's on sale. You can get this fantastic machine. It is normally $17.49. It is currently on sale for $9.99.
Why?
You sound like you're a little child. So we have this on sale. It is a $750 deal for you. So let's get to looking at this. So I have it set up, and I'm gonna, oh, Dave, show them this. This is what a cover stitch machine will do. See how beautiful that hem looks? So would you like to be able to have that kind of a beautiful hem on your garments? And even if you do not do anything else but hem garments, this machine might be the ticket. Because this is just going to be so nice, because you can just figure out where your hem needs to go. You press up a fold in your fabric, and then all you have to do is come over here. Now, I usually fold about 2 inches up on my fabric. So I usually fold about that much. I'm going to lift up this presser foot for a minute and bring it out. But see, I usually fold 2 inches up, and I'll show you why here in just a second. And all I have to do is I can use my guides over here. So if I want a 1-inch hem, I can put it right there. And 1-inch hems look really pretty. Now, one of the keys to doing a good cover stitch is you have to start in the fabric. That's why I'm making sure my needles are right here. And usually what I do is I make a little test before I start on my actual fabric. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to sew this real quick for you. By the way, guys, I adjusted nothing. I didn't have to adjust anything. So I am sewing this in crazy, crazy colors so that you can see what's going on. All right. Now, when you finish sewing with a cover stitch machine, you have to do something special. And what you do is you lift up your presser foot. You make sure that the needles are up completely out of the fabric. Now, the way that the feet are made is you can lift them up like this, and then you pull your threads forward. I know that sounds really weird, doesn't it? And then I'm just going to cut them. And then I pull this to the back. Ta-da! And the reason you do that is it locks the stitches. So on the back here, look at that beautiful stitch, guys. That was without any adjustments. This is a French terry that I used. And I want to show you something really amazing about this machine. I'm going to cut my thread to my loopers. That's that purple thread, and I'm going to pull it out. Doing the threading on the needles is super simple. All I did was come here, go over, up, and down, and thread my needle. Literally, that's all I did. To do the looper is a little bit of one extra step. This is a air threader. I'm going to go under the guide right here. I'm going to bring it straight down, and then there's a little port right here. I have to close the tubes for my lower looper. And so what you do is you press this button over, and then I turn my hand wheel and it closes these. And I'm going to open them back up so you can see what I'm talking about. Close. That means that my air threader will work, because if I leave them open, this is really funny. I'll show you this first. If I leave them open and I put my thread in here, and just put it in there and I press the button, look what happened to all the thread. See? It made a big mess. So that doesn't work very well. We need the thread to go through the looper. So we're going to close our tubes. We're going to put this thread. I usually try to put about a 1/2 inch of the thread into the little thing and not catch it on anything here. And see, I have some extra thread so it can follow the path, and then it's going to come out. So it's going to come out here right now. So I'm going to press the button. Ta-da, look at that. So there, and now, oh, you know what? I have to open up my tubes because my machine can't do its job if the tubes aren't open. But look at that. I am all ready to sew. And as I said, what you want to do is you want to sew into the fabric when you get started. So what I do, I'm moving my little thread out of the way, pushing everything to the back. And I'm going to just do this because I can see everything I'm doing here. Put my foot down, and I always start with kind of a scrap piece of fabric because I want to make sure that I get everything started and I don't have any problems. So I'm making sure my needles are all the way up. I lift back up my foot. I'm going to pull towards the back this time because this was just my test. And I remember just a moment ago, I pulled all those threads out. That's so this doesn't happen. See all this mess? Okay, so I'm going to put those aside right there, but I want to show you something. So here's the back. If I don't do what I'm supposed to as far as starting my, if I don't block those threads like I did my first go around, so what's going to happen is, well, maybe it's the other side. Because these can come undone, and then the stitching, you know what? Because I wanted to show you this, they didn't all untangle on me. But these will come out. You know what? It didn't work that way this time. Usually what happens is they just will all undone. Oh, I can show you on this side. Okay. We did this nice hem. And remember how I made that big effort to go ahead and pull my threads out? If you're not careful in doing it the way I suggested with using those tweezers to pull that thread, I just have to find out where the beginning and the end is on this. I may not be able to do this now. Before, when I tried this right before I got on the video, it came out really easily. So how come that happens, you guys? You know that this is just a crack up. Because when I tried to do this all by myself, then it just came out as beautifully as can be. I can't get that one to unlock, and I can't get this one to unlock. Okay, so look at this. So you're not going to... It's going to crack me up. I usually can just pull this right out. And for some reason this morning, it is not cooperating with me. That is a riot. Because it should just be able to unloop. And it's not doing it no matter what I do. So, but you know what? If I didn't want it to, it would come right out. So I did lock this stitch when we started it. Excuse me, when I ended it. So that is, I believe, at this end, I should have been able to undo these and just pull this right out. But no matter what I do here, it doesn't seem to want to work. So guess what? Your hem's going to be very secure. So, all right. So Dave was worried that we were going to be able to not do our embroidery demonstration that I had for you this morning. Because just like this lovely cover stitch machine, by the way, did you see how simple it was? This is not complicated. I didn't have to adjust any tensions to get that to look very nice. There is an adjustment for stitch length, and there is adjustments for differential feed. And you do have those available to you on this machine, but I will tell you, I've rarely had to use it. And it is probably the simplest cover stitch machine with the least amount of hassle threading it and putting it together. And having it for $9.99 is just amazing. Remember, the Bernettes we can send to you anywhere. And if you ever have any problems with them, we'd be happy to help you. But honestly, it's so funny. Usually I sell this or the Bernette 64, which is our air threading serger, to people. And I never hear from them again because they just work. So, well, I do hear from them, but just not for that. So it's pretty fun. So you really ought to think, if you do a lot of hems, you really ought to think about that. So what I wanted to do today was show you the the Bernina 700. And the reason why is because this machine is also on sale. So it is, right now, when we turn on this machine, because it's embroidery only, it only gives you the option of embroidery. And so when you turn it on, it looks like this. And so I wanted you to see how easy it is to do embroidery.
Margaret, why don't you at least show them the thing I did at the Columbus Guild meeting?
I will do that.
And if I could do that, it has to be easy.
Okay, so we have this beautiful fall in Indiana that Dave decided to stitch when we were at the Columbus Quilt Show. And what I wanted to show you is that this machine is set up so that you can pretty much, no matter who you are, what you're doing, you can pretty much start your embroidery right away. Now, by the way, it also does quilting. So when it turns on, you have the option to go ahead, and it says, if you've ever earned a Bernina, what this symbol means right here is that you can take things out of a embroidery file. So I'm going to click on that, and then it gives me 3 different folders that I can look at. So you can either do lettering or you can do designs, and the heart is for saved designs. So if you wanted to right now, we could pick the fall that Dave picked, and there it is, and it's right on the screen. Now, over here, just like on our Bernina, it has tension. What needle am I using? Which foot am I using? This one, though, is different than you're used to. It's what hoop you're using. So I would use this in a large oval hoop because that's what we've got set up today. And this is a beautiful design. It has a thread change in there. And if you look at the design that Dave did, he did this interior with a variegated thread, and then he just changed the thread color so that the outside color would be blue. And I don't think we can do it. I'm trying to see if they have some way to blow up the picture, and I don't see one. But basically, the lighter yellow and then the darker, those are 2 different thread colors. And the machine will let you know when you need to change them. So if we wanted to just start sewing this right now, it's as simple as pressing the X up in the top, because I told it what hoop I wanted, and see where the needle is? I could literally just hit the needle. And one of the things the computer's going to tell me to do, it told me that it needs to set up the embroidery arm. Now it's telling me to put on my hoop. So it walks you through the different steps of what you need to do. And we're going to walk over real quick and look at this particular, we have it set up here. So this is a hooping station. We've got these gorgeous cabinets that were made specifically for Bernina, and we have a hooping station. And what we've got now is we put the hoop on this piece right here, and then we go ahead and we put the hoop, actually, the fabric and stabilizer right there. We move those into place. We push this hoop down on. Now I will tell you, I loosened up the hoop a little bit right here, but now it's in place. And all I have to do is tighten this up. And that's nice and tight. Look how pretty that is. It's nice and smooth. But you know what? If I feel like it needs adjusted, I can pull on my fabric a little bit. There we go. And I can pull this straight up, and now I'm hooped. That's what it looks like on the bottom. And I will tell you something, for a long time, one of the things that kind of confused me is I did embroidery, hand embroidery in a hoop, and I did cross stitch in a hoop. And what was so interesting is this hooping method is backwards for those of us who did that. This sits down here flat. We were used to the fabric being over top of this centerpiece. And so you've got to kind of adjust your thinking on that. But it kind of makes sense because look at how nice and flat it is against the machine. So if the fabric were above here and then sitting on there, it would bounce. So that's why that is like that. And so we are going to put our hoop on there. Look at that. It's changed. And now this is ready to sew. I've got my needle threaded, and all I have to do to start is just hit the green button. It is that simple. And those of you who own embroidery units and you have already a Bernina, I want you to see that it really isn't that difficult. If you haven't done our embroidery mastery class, you may want to go ahead and do that. I would highly recommend that you try some of this, but embroidery has gotten so much simpler. I know that I was really burned for a long time because I owned a machine back in 2000. It was a minute ago. And I bought a machine in, I think it was 2000 or 2002. And it had embroidery, and I never could figure it out. And I had spent the money to have the machine with embroidery, and it was very confusing. It's not like that anymore. You really can do this. And I kept on saying that I couldn't, I didn't have the time to learn it. It was just silly of me. It was very easy to do this now. And at having a machine that was originally $7,999, now at $3,000, you want to get this.
How long is this sale on?
Till the end of the year. And even if we sell the one we have right now, we can get you another one. And we have a 5 series. This is smaller. It doesn't have as big of hoops. The biggest hoop it can fit on it, I believe, is the midi hoop, which is this guy right here. He is 10.5 by 6.5. That's the biggest the small B500 can do. But if you do not want to tie up your sewing machine because you're busy making wonderful things, and you want to have a machine that is exclusively for your embroidery, and that's all you have to get to know, that 500 at $2,000, it's $1,999. This one is $2,999. If you can afford it, you should totally go this way. This is amazing that you can have embroidery for $3,000. It's just amazing. And you do not have to tie up your sewing machine. These do an incredible job. You saw this. There is all kinds of things. If you're thinking about quilting, this design would work very nicely. Or maybe this one. We did all kinds of these are all designs that are in the machine. You get 300 designs with the machine. And then if you want to add designs, all you have to do is put them on a flash drive. They have to be an EXP file. And you put them on a flash drive. There's a little port on the side of the machine. And I'm going to take us back up here to look at something for a minute. Right here if I want to go to things in a flash drive, all I have to do is press that. Now, I don't have a flash drive in the machine currently, but that's all there is to it. This is such an incredible deal. I know that you have wondered about embroidery, but you thought, well, I'm busy sewing on my sewing machine. I don't want to tie it up. Get yourself a gorgeous
Something I just thought of, if somebody had just bought a 735 or a 770 without an embroidery unit, this would be the best way of getting both worlds.
It really would be. It really would be. It's such a wonderful machine, and it really does do things. I mean, they're so fast now that sometimes they're just crazy fast. So one of the things that this machine will tell you is, if you do that, look at this. It tells you exactly how long the embroidery is going to take. It's going to take 7 minutes to do this. I can move it wherever I want, changing colors. If I just want to tell it a different color, I can go ahead and say, well, I really want that to be blue. There we go. We can change that, and then see it's blue now. And then we can go back to the editing. It's changed it to a blue color for me. So it also, if I wanted to, I can actually go right in here. Excuse me. I'm still learning it, guys. Okay, how about a dark ocean? How pretty is that? These are Isocor colors. I can go ahead and just go through and tell it which of those I want. I mean, there are some gorgeous colors in there, but you know what? The machine doesn't know what color you're putting on it. So if it shows up in yellow and you want to do it in purple, you can totally do that. It's fine. Well, we have run over. I have been notified, but I wanted you to see this because I do really think that this machine is just fantastic, and you want to come and see it. Come by. We'll demonstrate it for you. It's very simple.
And you can push the buttons.
You can push the buttons. You don't need me to push the buttons. It's really pretty fascinating. It is here for you to see both the 500 and the 700. And we are here for the weekend. I know it is IU's homecoming weekend. We are going to be here from 10 to 6 today. And tomorrow we will be here from 10 until 5. I hope that you're going to have a wonderful weekend. And tomorrow morning, we will be here for Facebook Live at 9:30. So I hope y'all see you then. Don't forget about those wonderful prizes and that you can win them. So get yourself that wonderful little Olfa mat and the charm pack by sharing. And we will look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning on Facebook Live.